What is happening, people? It is your boy Jack, and today I'm going to speak about 5 stocks that I am hoping to purchase this week. It feels like the market hasn't been open for weeks and weeks and weeks just because it was closed for one extra day on Friday. And there has been a fair bit of news over the last 3 days which will influence some of the picks in today's video. But man, I'm so excited for the market to just be open again. I don't get the little dopamine hits when the market's not open. I can't see the numbers going up and down. It's weird. But anyway guys, today we're going to be speaking about 5 stocks that I am keeping a close eye on this week and hopefully will purchase some shares in, baby. Most of these companies I'm already in, but there is one that I'm not in just yet. So if you too are excited for the market to open back up, please smash that like button for me, subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss a future video. It helps me out massively. And drop me a comment below right now, let me know what stocks you want to buy this week. But anyway guys, let's get straight to the juicy stuff. Here is stock number 1. So the first company we're speaking about today is ExxonMobil Corporation. A lot of you guys probably know about these. They're in the energy sector, more specifically they're in integrated oil and gas. And just to show you I do indeed own a position on them, I'll bang that up on the screen now. They have a current dividend safety of 55 and a current dividend yield of 8.07%. They have an uninterrupted dividend streak of 37 plus years, and we always say on the channel, if a company has an uninterrupted dividend streak of 25 plus years, they're going to do everything in their power to keep paying that dividend in tough times, because that is so attractive to retail investors like me or you when it comes to deciding whether or not we want to invest in Exxon or a different company. So here is what Exxon actually does. They organize its business into 3 segments. Upstream, which is 50% of their earnings, explores for, develops and produces oil and gas around the world, both crude oil and natural gases. Their downstream, which is 28% of earnings, their global network of manufacturing plants, refineries, transportation systems and distribution centers provide fuels, lubricants and other products to customers. And chemicals, which is 22% of their earnings, manufactures and markets petrochemicals and a wide variety of specialty chemical products used in packaging materials, plastic bottles, vehicle parts, synthetic rubber, solvents, etc. So 3 primary segments to this company. So obviously, like the large majority of companies, Exxon suffered horribly due to the virus. But alongside the virus, there's been a lot of news in regards to oil as of late, which also would have heavily affected Exxon. So we're going back in time to March 18th to this headline. Oil falls 24% in third worst day on record, sinks to more than 18-year low. So this happening amidst the virus happening was horrible. But now an article that was published only 2 hours ago, oil prices bounce higher after record OPEC Plus deal to lower supply. So what does this mean for oil related companies? So US, Saudi Arabia, Russia lead pact for record cuts in oil output. As part of the agreement, 23 countries commit to withholding 9.7 million barrels a day from the market. So what does this mean? This means that oil prices can go back up. There's not as much supply and there is as much demand. As a whole, there's far less demand because of what's going on right now, but in comparison to where we were 2 days ago, there is now less supply and the same demand, which means that prices will obviously go up. So that is a big part of the reason why I will closely be monitoring Exxon this week and hopefully increasing my position in them. Also, let's speak about this quickly. Their 8.07% dividend yield. April 7th, ExxonMobil announced today plans to reduce its capital expenditures by 30%, slash cash operating expenses by 15%, and lean on its balance sheet to preserve the dividend. So as I said earlier, this company's paying a dividend for 37 plus years. They're going to do everything they can to get through this and to keep paying its investors their dividends. And it's not often that you see an 8+% dividend in a company that has paid a dividend for over 37 years. So here is company number 2, Sysco Corporation. They're in the consumer staples sector, and more specifically, they are food distributors. They have a dividend safety of 55, a dividend yield of 3.63%, and an uninterrupted dividend streak of 51 plus years. So that is very, very juicy. So just a really quick line on what they do. The company provides a full line of food products and non-food items to more than 650 customer locations, including restaurants, schools, governments, hotels, travel companies, healthcare facilities, and other food service customers. They give a lot of people a lot of food. Now, what is one thing that people need even when times get really tough? They need food. It doesn't matter if you get laid off or if you're making less money, you still need food, and Sysco gives you food. And just here on the notes from March 20th, Sysco pivots to serve retail grocers, maintains dividend for now. I think its dividend is safe. They're paying it for over 50 plus years. They're going to do everything everything in their power to keep paying this dividend because they understand how attractive it is to investors like us. It may not be easy, but that is definitely what they're going to want to do. And I forgot to show you, but here is my current position in Sysco. It's actually my smallest position in my entire portfolio right now, and that is part of the reason that I want to buy more this week. I just want to get that overall percentage up. And another reason I'm quite happy to invest in it right now is their forward PE ratio is 15.4, which is well below its 5-year average of 20.2. This does to an extent mean that people may be pessimistic about Sysco, but it also means that the stock is relatively undervalued compared to how it has been valued by investors the last 5 years. So if you still believe in Sysco's long-term outlook and fundamentals, then it is a great time to get in because they're essentially on discount. But this is just one of those companies I want to own more in, simply because I think it's a great company. It's not because of news, it's not because of anything like that. I just want more ownership in this company. So the third stock we're going to speak about today is AT&T. They're the biggest telecommunications company in the world, but there is always a lot of controversy when I speak about this stock. So they have been negatively portrayed by the news due to their own actions a couple of times in the past. Just one example, AT&T to pay $60 million to resolve FTC allegations it misled customers with unlimited data promises. So this obviously puts a lot of people off wanting to invest just because they're being negatively portrayed in the news due to their own actions. You know, it's essentially a very minor case of fraud. For me personally, it does not put me off. But anyway, right, AT&T, dividend safety of 65, a dividend yield of 6.77%. So again, a really attractive dividend, and a dividend growth streak of 36 plus years. So to have such a big dividend and such a big dividend growth streak, that's always, I love to see it every single time. And yet again, April 8th, AT&T reiterates confidence in dividend despite economic uncertainty. So again, they want to keep paying this dividend no matter how tough times get. You know, that is one of their biggest priorities, is to keep paying its investors so that they keep holding on to their shares. So for someone like me, that makes me more inclined to want to go and purchase AT&T. And here is my current position with them as of right now. I definitely bought them a little bit too early. They were one of the very first stocks I bought, but we're not looking too badly compared to where they were not too long ago. Now, something else of note, another reason that people are oftentimes pessimistic or against getting into AT&T, and I completely understand why, is if we just have a look at their 5-year stock chart, it doesn't paint a particularly pretty picture even before the virus started happening. We go back 5 years ago, we were at 32. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, and ultimately it was going downwards. Now, just look at this. This is what I really want to look at, is this trend here. We hit this terrible bottom and we started flying it back up, and then the virus hit and we started dropping back down. Ultimately, this is going to happen with stocks from time to time. They're going to have bad periods. It's inevitable, you know what I mean? A few good stocks are always going to have bad times, and this is largely down to the bad press that they have gotten the last couple of years. I believe in them long term. That's why I personally am happy to invest in them, but always form your own opinions. I'm not a financial advisor, these are just my thoughts. Number 4 is Proctor & Gamble, one that you more than likely all know about, so I'm not going to speak about them too in depth because I've done that multiple times on the channel. But there's a few points I want to bring up. First of all, here is my position in them right now. You can see where we're sitting at. This is one of the companies that I want to be one of the biggest positions in my portfolio, so I plan on buying this nearly every single week. It has a dividend safety of 99, it has a dividend yield of 2.6%, it has a dividend streak of 62 plus years. It's widely considered to be one of the safest long-term dividend stocks out there. So again, I'm not looking to buy it this week in particular because of any news or any speculation. It's just I want to be buying this stock essentially forever. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is their forward PE ratio is 22.6, which is very close to its 5-year average of 21.5. This means that their valuation could be reasonable. You could be buying at a relatively fair price. I oftentimes want to buy when they're undervalued, but for a company like P&G, I don't mind paying a fair price to get my shares. It's one of these stocks where I always just absolutely love to go look at their stock chart, click the little max button, and just look at the growth. We go up, we have a dip. 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 And hopefully next, we go up. You know what I mean? That is the trend that we see here. There is long-term growth all across the board. This is just one of those investments that is deemed to be one of the safest stocks that you can possibly invest in by an awful lot of people. They're in household products. You will notice a lot of these brands. You probably have a few of them in your house. That is P&G, and that is stock number 4. Now onto stock number 5, the only one I don't actually own a position in just yet. So we are now having a look at Colgate, another consumer staple stock, another household product stock with a dividend safety of 90, a dividend yield of 2.52%, and a dividend growth streak of 56 plus years. So again, right off the bat, another amazing looking stock. And here are some of the products that Colgate sells: oral care, personal care, home care, and pet nutrition. You probably have, again, a lot of these things in your house as of right now, and again, these are things that people need regardless of how tough economic times get, and that is why I'm looking to open a position in this company right now while the economy is in a tough place. Consumer staple stocks are generally what people would consider to be recession-proof stocks, which just means that they generally outperform the market when times get tough. This is just another company. If you go and take a look at their max chart, it's just beautiful. It starts, it's up. There's barely any dips whatsoever. It's just up, 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 up. It's everywhere is up. Now, it only has a dividend yield of 2.52%. And generally, I like investing in companies that are kind of 3.5 to 4% plus in dividends. But there has to be a trade-off sometimes. When you're looking at these really safe, really well-established consumer staple stocks, they know that they can afford to have a slightly lower dividend yield, and so oftentimes they will. This is a company, their forward PE ratio is 24, which is about the same as their 23.5 5-year average, which means they may be relatively well valued. And again, I like getting in stocks when they're undervalued, but you know, with big massive stocks like this, I don't mind getting in at a fair price. And it's always nice to just add a completely new company to your portfolio to become more diversified. I'm honestly not sure why I haven't invested in this company yet. They just weren't on my watch list, they weren't on my radar enough. I only recently came across them. That's why I'm hoping to buy them this week, just because they're only really on my radar this week. But yeah guys, that is the 5 stocks that I will be looking to purchase this week, all going well. But anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, drop me a comment now, let me know what stocks are on your watch list for this week. Please like the video if you haven't yet, and until the next one guys, peace.